What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another trade recap where today I end up getting hit break even, not taking a single loss or a win. Did want to get a re-entry but couldn't, and honestly, I'm not mad about this trade. Had beautiful distribution, but turns out bias was just wrong, and that's why I lost today. Getting onto the actual charts, as you can see, the beautiful distribution I was talking about was over here. We had lovely candles to the upside. ES was looking nice and bullish, but my bias was just clearly wrong on the day. So that's why I ended up taking this loss and price just dumping, which is honestly, this was a good loss. I could have taken profits a lot earlier, sorry. Like for example, at this 15-minute gap as we filled this could have been a high that I could have taken profits off, but this is just in hindsight. Realistically, with the way how I trade, I am going to target that external draw. Not even external draw, I just want to target the top of this hourly high, and that was the start of another fair value gap on the 4 hour. But anyways, let's actually get into this. So coming into market open, I could see we were bullish. 15-minute here, and even on ES, we were bullish as well. However, we did not take this high, so I was keeping in mind we could have a possible SMT, because if we look on the hourly, on there, the hourly on there, wait for it to load, we have this high and this high. They are the highs that were created at the same time, but ES has failed to take this high. As you can see, we have all of that space before getting it, but NQ is right there on top. So what could happen is price could hit this and then we could fall down and ES will fall down, creating the SMT divergence. However, I just kept that in the back. Sorry, my mic fell. I just kept that in the back of my mind going into this. But then yeah, we go on the 5-minute. We have this 5-minute fair value gap that I wanted to see hold. We'll get rid of this just to make it a lot easier to the eye. We had this 5-minute gap that I wanted to see hold as market opened. I mark up market open for you guys so you can see. And there's also 5-minute liquidity down there. So I was kind of expecting price to come into here, take this liquidity here that was on the 15-minute, and then just rip higher. And market opens, we come down, we take this liquidity. Let me show you what's happening on ES as well at the same time. This is that 5-minute low over here, which we didn't actually come down to get. Because this remained bullish, overall I wanted to be bullish on NQ. So we come and take this low, then we go on the 1-minute, and I'm like, cool, this 1-minute inverse would not be, I was looking on NQ, yes, this is where I was actually charting. And I was seeing that we had a 1-minute gap, but I did not want to just enter off this 1-minute inversion because that is far too soon. And I didn't really get too much more confirmation other than the fact that we are sweeping liquidity, and the 5-minute did eventually close below this gap. So remember, I wanted to see 5-minute hold. We didn't hold. We ended up getting a close below, and even below this sell side liquidity. So back on the 1-minute, I'm like, cool, I want to put a limit to go higher here, because if price is going to come down, I think it might be a little spike and then higher. So I do want to catch that move up higher. Price comes down, taps me in, and then we have this gap. Honestly, wasn't worried about this gap or anything. I was like, cool, this is the reason why I have my stop loss over, sorry, not there. This is why I have my stop loss down here, because if that 1-minute gap gets inverted and we come down to here, we are most likely going to be bearish on the day. And I was just completely wrong. However, price plays out, and then we get a lovely move up higher. Honestly, great distribution, and from this point onwards, we end up falling down. I went break even. I saw ES do something, and then I was like, cool, this is fun to be break even, because I did originally want this as my break even point, but I would have went too soon in my opinion, because we did have time to retrace. But anyways, price up there, went break even, and then end up just falling straight to my TP straight after I made 2 TikToks about price being so amazing and distributing. But I didn't want to get a re-entry, but just in case, I was marking, and we ended up making a 5-minute SMT with ES over here. And I was like, cool, this could send price up higher. So that makes this a protected low. If this low gets taken, we are going to dump. And then guess what? The low got taken. But as it got taken, we just dumped. So it didn't really give me time for an entry, because I wanted to then target this, the bottom of this hourly gap. Yeah, right there. And yeah, no entries. Price just went straight to that second target. Honestly, not mad about today though. I did like today's trading session just because price played out. If you just had the correct bias and you entered at like whatever time, today was a good trading day. I do not want to hear people on TikTok complaining about price action. Yes, this was annoying, but guess what? We came up into a 50-minute gap and respected it. We don't always have to go straight to the external draw. The market clearly has more stuff it wants to do down here before going higher, if we're going to. And so, yeah, we just kind of leave it as that. Great trading day. Didn't end up losing any capital. And other than that, see you in the next trade recap.